We are live, everybody. Hey, everybody! It's Alex and Rio here. It's everybody gets one,
Let me
and
set the mood.
yeah, set the mood. Set the mood.
There we go.
What'll happen if hey Google, turn the office light purple?
But that's what they want me to. Oh.
Oh no, that's not gonna work. Hey Google, turn the office light daylight white. All right, that's not gonna work. Hey, everybody. We're here. We're live. We haven't done this in a long time. In a long, long time. So we're gonna make it work.
Yeah, bear with us.
Um housekeeping. When I started, I keep forgetting that my camera is this way now. Housekeeping rules. Everybody, we need you to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Okay? We are trying to get the month is almost over. Hey man, come on, man. Let's get to 200 subs. Like the main goal. Actually, you know what? Screw the 200 subs. The main goal is 1,000 subs. All right. Our goal is 1,000 subs. We're at 171 as we speak. Can y'all help us get up to 1,000 subs? It'll help out a lot. Get these watch hours up. If you're watching a recording of this, guess what? Put your YouTube player on, watch it in the background. Help us get the watch hours up because we need them. We need every hour we can get.
Yes, we do. Have it playing in the background while you're at work sending emails like I do.
Exactly. We're gonna cheat these hours up. Let's go, baby. Also, tell us your thoughts on the show or anything you guys. Oh yeah, hold on. Actually, also, I keep forgetting I have this. Follow us on at Everybody Gets One, Twitch, Eagle Podcast, and everybody gets 01 everywhere else. So do those two things. All right, follow us everywhere. But the main goal, we need y'all to like, comment, and subscribe. Come on, help us get to 1,000 subs. That's what we need right now.
And share. Let everybody else know how entertaining we are. So
exactly, please share. Please share the videos.
That's all we ask. And just because I vape on while we're live does not mean that I condone vaping.
Yeah, well, damn, I have a lot of banners on here. I don't think I have one for no smoking. I have one that's called Dick Talk.
Jesus. What the heck?
And okay, comment with your thoughts. This is from when we was live streaming a lot. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Hold on. Oh my God.
What were we talking about? Rio does not condone smoking to the youth. I'm highly against it. Do not follow in my footsteps.
What were we talking about where we had to put this up?
Soccer bopping? What in the world? I don't know. I can't remember that one. I can't remember that episode. We're gonna have to go back in the archives.
Yeah, YouTube will. Soccer bopping is soccer boppers. No. But anyway, speaking of soccer bopping, that made no sense. But I didn't have a joke for that. I thought I had one.
Yeah, I know.
I thought I had a segue for that. I did not. But episode 3. Let's just hop right into it. Episode 3 of The Last of Us. I wish I had my iPad with me.
Yeah, episode 3 of The Last of Us. Jeez, I don't know what the hell I just said. Bill and Frank.
Okay, good. Yeah, Bill and Frank episode. We got a nice little departure from our main cast of Joel and Ellie.
Yep.
I do remember when I was watching through the playthrough. I do remember this guy.
Bill.
Yeah, I barely remember him, but I remember him being like a side off story a little bit.
Yes.
You need him to progress through, but he's kind of like just a little, a character you run into, you meet, and you keep on going.
Yep.
We get to get some more depth, like how we were talking about last week about how adding extra things
Mm-hmm.
to the lore of the story. And we get to meet Frank.
Yeah.
In the original story, if I'm not mistaken, oh, we gonna get demonetized for this one. I said the D word early on.
Nah, we should be all right. Now we're live. We're live. We should be okay.
I just realized. But anyway, yeah. What happened? Okay, in the show. I mean, not the show. In the movie. I said the movie. In the game. Lord have mercy. We don't see Frank, right?
No.
We see. Tell me if I'm wrong. Do we find Frank's body
No, I
in
don't
the
think so.
game?
No, not that I remember. Frank's already passed and been buried.
Yeah, but they do find a letter of his in the game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, you probably do. I that's one of the bad things about video games with me is I don't read any of this stuff that I pick up. I just pick it up for the sake of
Oh,
picking it
you
up,
dirty.
and I never actually read that stuff.
Oh, but he talks about it, doesn't he? I swore he talked about it. I don't know. How about this? I need to start playing the damn game. I have it. It's sitting right here.
Yep.
How about I start playing it? But yeah, we don't get to see him in the game, but in the show, we get to get a detailed life
Yes.
of Bill and Frank.
Yeah.
Bill is a survivalist.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of those
doomsday
far
people.
right. Yeah, God bless America. If the apocalypse ever happens, I'll be prepared. Types of people. He's one of those. He got a 12 gauge under his kitchen table. He's one of those guys. We get to see how he is extremely smart and resourceful.
Yes.
We go back. How many years? We go back, I guess, to the start of the pandemic.
Yeah, so I think 20 years, right?
Yeah. Because it's 20. Is it 2023 to present now? Yeah, it's 2023 in the show, and they go back like 15, 20 years. Yeah, about 15, 20 years. To when the pandemic's first starting, right? Our boy Bill ain't stupid. He keeps the doors locked. He knows they ain't rounding him up. Because all the conspiracy theories he's been hearing about. Has the whole town evacuated. The what do they call it? Fanta? I'm gonna call them Fanta. Mafia. Fedra. There it is.
There you go. Yeah.
So the Fedra soldiers round everyone up and ship them bad boys out, right? Either to, well, they shipped them to their deaths. Let me not even fake. They shipped them to their deaths. Because all the other spots where you would go to go to a base camp to be safe or whatever, it's all gone. It's all over, So they can't fit them in any of those things. So they end up just deleting them on the side of the road. But our boy Bill does the right thing, stays in the town, bunkers up. When he knows everybody's gone, comes out, he fences the entire town, starts raiding all the stores, and starts building himself a little paradise, pretty much. Self-seclusion, he's staying away from everybody. He's actually doing the smart thing. He's probably doing something I probably would have done. Because to be honest with you, I'm not, because come think about it. When these types of things happen, people panic. That's number one. People are going to panic, and people are going to end up sniping each other out, doing stupid stuff, don't know how to handle resources, all types of junk. But our boy Bill, he ain't falling for that mess. We get the backstory. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say he even goes to the electric company and makes sure he keeps the power on, and goes to the gas station, loads up a bunch of barrels with fuel before they cut the power.
Yep.
Or the grid, I should say, lost power. So yeah, he was on top of it.
Yeah, he was not playing.
He wasn't just thinking about this. He had been thinking about this.
Yeah, he was ready. But that was actually quite smart. I'm not gonna lie. He makes me want to like pick something up. I don't know. He made me want to pick something up and create like a little mini bunker and do something. You never know what might happen. Especially we already had our little cordyceps situation.
Yeah, I met a guy in California. I'm not gonna say what part, but he showed me his bunker. And oh, that sounded pause.
I didn't even
But
realize I'm over here throwing up West Side.
yeah, but so his like fallout shelter was behind his house, and the like ground lifted up. It was like a metal plate that lifted
What?
up, yeah, on the back of his house, and then you go underground, and it was like
That's like the dude in Terminator 2.
yeah, it was like tubes. Like there were like he had a sleeping area, he had canned food, he had guns. It was like I was like, this is next level. Like it had an air supply.
An air
Um,
supply.
yeah, it had an air supply. Fuel powered like a fuel tank down there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, it was this dude. He was ready. Like if it and he even had a way that you could open it from while you were inside of it. You know what I mean? Of course, so that way you can get out in case whatever
Oh yeah,
happens.
yeah. So I get
And
it. It's like a trap door situation. Boom, you can go in, but
yeah,
boom, you can come out
right.
another.
And he had it to where the door, because the door was the entrance door was metal. It was large. Like I said, it was like a piece of the ground that lifted up, and it had like a hydraulic, in there.
Oh,
So,
okay.
in case
Because it's
something
too
fell
heavy.
on
Yeah,
it,
yeah.
yeah, then you could still get it. It was pretty gnarly. I was like, wow, this is saying a lot. You don't
So,
believe too much in democracy.
hey man, it's better to what did they say? It's better to have a pound of prevention than a pound of cure.
Yeah, right. Yep.
So I might be building one soon. screw,
Yep.
screw this.
You know,
We already been through one. You never know when the second one might pop off.
yeah.
But yeah, man. So he's ready for everything, and we get to see when he actually gets to meet Joel and Tess in the past, pretty much. Um, so in the game, I never got the sense of. So we do time swap back and forth a little bit. We do time swap a little bit back and forth in the beginning because
Hmm.
we start off with Joel and Ellie. Obviously, then they turn back in time, and then we get to see Bill bunkering up, and then we skip. If I'm not mistaken, we skip forward again. Oh yeah, because she's looking for goods inside his little spot. No. Actually, that happened after, but we do time hop back and forth pretty much, right? And we get to see Joel and Tess meet up with Bill, right? Here's the thing: in the game, do you ever get an inkling that Joel and Tess had any type of like real relationship or just a partnership?
Yeah, I mean it's hinted at in the game. It's not as obvious as it is in the show, but it leaves it up to your own assumption when you're
Okay.
playing the game. In some way, because they're both kind of uh just surviving in this world, so there's no clear like love, I should say. It's more like we're working together, and
Mm-hmm.
us working together works for our survival. So, I appreciate you for that. It's not that like,
And so I'll give you a little bit of cheeks for that.
yeah,
You get some reward, some cheeks as a reward. Because they make it seem like there's more of a relationship in the show. Like
hmm
because when Ellie tries to bring up Tess, he's like, don't ever bring her up. But it's not like don't ever bring her up like I'm trying to shut it off. It's like don't ever bring it up because it's your fault and I hate you for it.
right, yeah.
His don't ever bring her up was more emotional than I'm just trying to just try to hide my feelings for my friend passing away. It was more than that. It was like, yo,
Yeah,
we used to get it in and you messed up my little situation.
yeah.
It seems just like they act hard in front of people, so nobody like really. you know, nobody really knows, and they try to fake like they hard in front of each other. But when them lights turn
Right.
off, it's another story.
Right. Then
Yeah,
it's nature.
yeah. Then they then nature catches it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But so Joel's living. I mean, I say Joel. So rewind.
Bill and Frank.
Yeah, Bill is living his best life. And then we run into Frank. Frank gets caught up in one of Bill's traps or whatever, right? Again, Bill is ultra resourceful. He always got his gun at the ready. He got a little ladder to get him out or whatever. He decides to be nice for the first time, probably because I don't know how many years it's been since he had his whole gate up. I would say it had to have at least been 2 years, maybe
Yeah, I
two or
agree.
more, because he was like well established by that time when Frank came around.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
had the traps up, the booby traps for the with the shotgun outside,
yeah.
and all types of crap. So he gets Frank out, you know. He gets him a little bit of food, you know, cooks him a cooks him like a Fogo de Chao meal.
Yeah, yeah,
Cooks this man a 5-star meal. So I'm like, all
yeah,
right, my man, and he holding the wine. I don't know how to hold a wine bottle like that, but the man is gripping the wine bottle.
yeah. From the bottom.
Yeah, I don't know how to do that. I don't know how to do that, yeah. But anyway, gives this man a fancy meal, gets him some clothes or whatever, right? Then, you know, I could already tell what it is. You know, once that piano starts playing, that's the main reason why I tried to learn to play piano. You know,
Yeah,
if you can play an instrument, it works every time. That's all
yeah,
I. That's all I say. Just that this time, you know, instead of hoes, it was bros. That's
yeah, yeah.
that's the only difference.
the
Um,
the thing that I noticed about Bill was how meticulous he was. Um, Meaning that he liked things a certain way.
yes, yes, he was not playing.
And yes, and like for example, one of the really small things that they did in the episode that they did it twice to kind of show like a parallel of
Hmm.
of time passing, but how their relationship had like grown was when he cooked them that first meal and he set the plate down in front of him and then he turned the plate. I don't know if you
Oh
remember
yeah, yeah,
that.
yeah. I did notice that.
And
I'm not
then
gonna lie. I'm kind of the same way. It has to be a certain way.
yes, so that that was a character trait that they showed with him that I thought was pretty cool. And then well, you're going through the episode, so
Yeah, but no. That's a good point, because Frank is very free and exploratory and like wants to express himself, and he's willing to, okay, if this is a little crooked, it doesn't matter.
right,
Bill is like very meticulous. Nah, this needs to be this way, turned 45 degrees to the right.
right,
And it must be like that. And you're right, he has that order to things. And if you mess up the order, you mess up the structure of his life.
yes,
And then Frank came in and disrupted that structure,
mm-hmm,
but he enjoyed it.
yes, the companionship,
Yeah, because he's like, he's been alone for so long. It's time for something different. Time for you to like let somebody in.
right, and and the scene that really showed that, like you said, he disrupted his order was the strawberry scene.
Oh yeah.
Because Bill had no idea about that, but because and that came around full circle in that he said, "Well, we're gonna have friends, and they're gonna come by," and he was like, "We're gonna entertain them," because, like you said, Frank was an entertainer.
Yep.
He liked like bringing
Painting and
yeah
creating and doing all types of things.
exactly. He was bringing the character to the situation. So when Joel and Tess came through, he had struck a deal with the trade that Bill didn't know anything about, because Bill would have never gotten that opportunity. He'd be like, he was, he was grumpy. No, we got everything that we need. We don't need to be asking people for nothing. But then
Yep.
he bit into that strawberry and tasted that sugar.
He was like, "Oh Lord, like you know what? I
Yeah.
ain't gonna lie. I felt his love for that strawberry because I remember
Yes.
one time I went on this crazy diet and I was basically sugarless,
Yeah. Yeah.
sugarless, no sodas, no nothing. All the bad things were gone. And then I smelled that first can of Pepsi Cola. My God. And I was just like, oh, it's like black gold. I was like that moment with the strawberry, I could 100% relate to that moment.
Yeah.
Just replace the strawberry with a Pepsi, and we in the same boat.
Yep.
But yeah, you're right. Yeah, he was his a parallel. He was his balance
Yes.
pretty much through
Yes.
everything. And he did bring something to the situation. Yeah, he, like you said, he bartered a trade, even though it was dangerous. So I do believe, like, you know what, Bill might be me because I would have been like, yo, we're not trading ish with nobody. We're not talking to nobody because the world is a crazy place.
Yep.
But I guess Frank was there to tell him, like, yes, the world is a crazy place, but you can't get anywhere in the world by yourself.
Yeah. And then remember, he said, I gave him one of your guns. And he was like, which one? He was like, it was one of the little ones.
I was so
You
pissed off
know.
when he said that. Yo, he was like, "Oh, I gave one of your guns." I was like, you don't just give away a man's guns. You crazy." I wonder which gun he gave him. I wonder if it was the pistol that Joel holds.
I don't know.
I wonder if it's one of Joel's main pistols. Because did Joel have a pistol on his hip when he went to go visit? I don't remember seeing one.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question. Yeah, I'll have to pay attention to that.
I might have to rewatch the episode and give it another shot. Um, I will say this. I don't know how they got me to whoever wrote this episode. I don't know what's going on here because I've seen a playthrough of this game before, right? And as far as I know, that short meeting you have with with Bill in the game that I remember. Tell me if I'm wrong, but Bill doesn't die after you leave him.
No, I don't think it. As a matter of, yeah, Bill isn't dead when you guys show up in the game. He's still alive.
Yeah, Bill's alive, but when you leave him, he's still alive too, right?
Yes, I want. Yeah, yes, I want to
I
say he
think
is.
he's still alive.
Yeah.
So if he's still alive, I don't know how they did it, but when because Joel warned him, like, okay, like, look, you're having a good time now, everything's straight now. He told him straight up, I understand that you're cautious and everything, and you don't want any outsiders coming here messing with you. I'm the same way. But he's like, yo, we're trying to work with you. We need to work together. And if we don't work together, you never know. One day, Raiders are going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to figure out your defenses. They're going to come through this wall, and they're going to come in here and raid this place, and they're going to take everything. Sure enough, Joel was right. Bill fends them off with all his clever little traps, amazing traps,
Yeah, yeah.
stuff to put the Walking Dead to shame.
Yes.
Because these idiots keep dying against freaking slow moving walkers, but Bill by himself could handle sentient humans and and ward off several of them.
Right.
He ends up taking a bullet though. And whoever wrote this and the acting in here was so good because I thought Bill was gonna die. I ain't gonna lie, I thought he was gonna die right there. I was like, oh no, not Bill. Like right there, they had already got me. I thought he was gone. Of course, I'm not, Oh, sorry, Siri. He makes it through. But then Frank ends up being the one. I guess he has like a degenerative disease or something.
He had cancer, I'm pretty sure.
Oh.
Because he said even when the world wasn't falling apart, he was like there was no cure for this.
Oh, I didn't catch that line.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, dang, man. Well, and this is where it gets sad, people, because we get to see them grow old together. Like we literally get a whole episode. We don't have the main characters pretty much in the story. They're like side characters at this point. They really don't matter. And Jesus Christ, they grow old. They still taking care of the town. Everything is great. Well, not great because Frank is tapping out on us. He's trying to create new paintings and stuff all around the town and stuff. And then he pretty much tells them, "Yo, like I'm done with this, man. Like, take me out the game." And Bill is like, what? What? I have to ask you this. I don't want to. We gotta. I don't. I hate getting bleak like this. But if you were in that situation, would you have done it for them?
Yeah. 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 I would have probably done the same thing. Yeah. I would have done exactly what they did. Yep. Because he realized honestly it made more sense. This story made more sense
What's up, Jedi Mike?
um in the show than it did in the video game. Especially since you actually got to see the forming and the building and the growing of the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
They all they had was each other. So and Bill wasn't friends with Joel and Tess. That was
Yeah,
Frank,
yeah.
that was Frank's like
Real
bond.
relationship. Yeah, that was his little
Yeah,
bond.
so Bill was okay with not having people come through. So for him to lose his other half, because that's essentially what they became, two halves that became a whole. You know what I mean? Which is why they survived as long as they did with minimal problems. When he was like, "Man, I'm not going, take you out and then still be what walking around here growing vegetables for myself." He was like, "The hell with that." He was like,
I,
"Let's go ahead and do the thing," you know.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Like I don't know. Well, he was old too.
Yeah, they was both old. And what you missing? Like, what are you missing at that point? You ain't he like, especially if Frank would have probably. I don't know. Nah, I think even if the shoe was on the other foot, I think Frank would have done the
Frank
same
would have
thing
done the
for
same
Bill.
thing.
Yeah. So that's what I'm
Mm,
saying. Like me, I'm already old. I done lived, way longer through this damn world where you can't go out and do nothing. You know what I'm saying?
cordyceps
Bill,
trying to kill you.
yeah, Bill probably knew the resources were only going. He probably did the math. The resources only going to last another 5 years or whatever. He's like, man, what am I gonna stick around for? I'm going with you.
Oh yeah, and then you got to worry about another raid possibly happening.
Yeah, and now you by
You're
yourself.
old. Yeah, and you're
Yeah,
old.
right.
Yeah,
And ain't no telling what they gonna do to you.
exactly.
you know.
Dang, man. Because I was thinking, like, I don't know if I could do that. Like I feel like a part of me is like I understand, but it also feels like it's kind of selfish. It's like, all right, I don't want to be here. I'm about to leave you here. So goodbye, and
Yeah.
just go on without me. I'm like, what?
And he didn't go through the trouble of having to, bury Frank. Because remember,
Oh yeah,
he
yeah,
said that
yeah,
he was like, "Hey, we're both in the bedroom, the window's open." See, look, even in death, they were considerate, which I thought was so funny, like in a weird way. I was
yeah.
like, these dudes left the window open because they knew that their bodies were going to be up there decomposing,
This
and
shit is
they
wild.
knew that somebody was going to come, through. And I was just like, wow. I was like,
Well,
that's
they were expecting Joel anyway. They were like, all right,
yeah,
we know these two. We know they're gonna make it. Well, they thought they were gonna make it, and they're
yeah.
like, "Yo, hey, come up here. We got weapons. We got whatever you need. Just come in here and take it." Which is, you're right. It is very considerate. Um, I ain't gonna lie, yo, that joint hurt. That episode hurt. That episode, I was
Oh,
like, oh my god, man.
dude, my wife cried like 10 times. Every time I looked over at her, she was wiping her eyes. I was like, this
Bruh.
is wild. And I knew I've been looking forward to this episode and I didn't say anything because I watched Grace Randolph on YouTube. Shout out to Grace Randolph. If she can give us a little leg up, that would help a lot. Um, but she's awesome. And she had gotten to see the first 4 episodes early. She like
What?
yeah, she saw all of them like before the first episode even dropped. She saw the first 4 episodes. And she said that episode 3 she got her popcorn, got her drink, sat down on the couch, and she was looking forward to seeing what's going on. She said by the end of the episode she was weeping. And I was like, so this is before episode 1 came out. And I was like, oh man, I was like, what is episode 3 going to be? I was like, I can't wait to see this thing. And now I see what it is. And she was saying, and the other thing that she said is episode 3 is going to make or break the show. I don't agree with that. I feel like episode 3 has been a great progression of the show
Oh
and
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
and building character. The acting for every episode has been phenomenal. I rewatched
Excellent.
episode 2, and episode 2 in I think it was Indonesia in the beginning. The acting between those characters was the lady who was the scientist and the chief of the police or whatever, or the military. That was Their acting was awesome. That was fantastic. Uh, the show is just super solid, man. So I mean, it's gonna power through. We're getting a season 2. I mean, they would
Well, they already
really,
said it. They already said it.
yeah, they would really have to like drop the ball Game of Thrones final season type of deal in order to mess this one up. But I don't see that happening because the director of the show or the writer of the show is the same guy who wrote Chernobyl, which was
Yeah.
probably the best show that came out in, I think it was 2020 or 2021 when that show dropped on HBO. If you have not seen Chernobyl, I've been
I
saying this
have it.
for every episode that we've like done on The Last of Us. If you haven't seen Chernobyl, go and watch it. You won't be disappointed. It is great. It's a masterpiece of television, just like The Last of Us is going to be. So this is a alley oop.
I'm trying to think about how many episodes are we gonna get because they already greenlit that season 2 is The Last of Us Part 2.
I don't like that.
You called it though. You was
I,
right.
I did, but I don't like that. And the reason I don't like that is because, oh man, this is a spoiler. I don't want to say that.
I can't do a spoiler alert
Yeah,
either.
yeah, no. Something happens in the second game that changes the structure of the relationships that I don't like. And the people who have played the game, if you want to leave spoilers in the comments, do that. But I'm not going to drop any spoilers here. I'm just going to say that the second game changes the dynamic between characters significantly, and it was very controversial when the game came out. And I think it could potentially be the same way for the show, unless they change it for the show. That would be cool, which they might do. But the problem with that is if they do that, then it's not an adaptation of the game because
Mm.
it's such a core point in the second game that if you take it away, it's not The Last of Us Part 2 anymore. It's something else. Um, so what I was hoping that they would do is that they would do like a Last of Us 1.5 and
Oh, show what
and
happens in between 1 and 2.
yes, exactly.
Okay,
That's what I
because
was hoping they would do.
I think I know what you might be talking about. Certain relationships change between people,
Yes,
and you need
yes.
to know what happened in between that time
Yeah,
in
and
order.
it's a mode. What happens between the characters is a motivational. It's the whole motivation for the second game. So it's like if you take that out, it's not the second game. You're doing something completely different. So you shouldn't even call it an adaptation of The Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah, it
It's
would have to
something,
be The Last of Us Chronicles. Like you have to call it
yeah.
something, and it needs to be explained unless they do it in this season.
No, they don't have the room or the time to do it in this. From what I've seen in the trailers, they're gonna do an adaptation of the first game,
Mm-hmm.
which the only thing I'm worried about with that is that they've got to stick the ending. The ending of the Last of Us video game is so important. They've got to get it right for the show. And is as much confidence as I have in the writer of for Chernobyl and for this show, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one to pull off because the emotional or heart tugs that you got from this episode, it's going to need to be that times like
A
7
hundred.
for the last episode.
Yeah.
Like I need to be sobbing on the last episode. You know what I mean? So it's a tough one. I hope they can pull it off. If they can, this is going to be like probably this is gonna be great television. I'll just be happy. I'll be ecstatic.
Oh, jeez. How many episodes is this supposed to be? Does anyone know?
I don't know. I'm thinking it's gonna be 9 or 10.
9 episodes?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be 9 or 10.
That
Yeah,
sounds way too short.
yeah, because I think they gave this a pretty good budget. Well, you got to think. Episode 1 was like an hour and a half. It was like an hour 20 minutes, I think. Episode 2 was right at an hour, and I think
Mm-hmm.
episode 3 was like an hour and 10 minutes. I can't remember I could be wrong, but episode 3 was pretty seemed pretty long. It gave you a lot of story,
Hmm.
so you're getting longer episodes, even though
Yeah,
you're
as
only
we
getting
progress.
9. You know,
So what I'm thinking, let me check this. I'm thinking that The Last of Us 1.5 has no choice. Now, but if they do The Last of Us 2, maybe The Last of Us 2 will start off with 1.5, like the things that we didn't get to see in 2 that were the motivations for 2 that they just talked about but never showed you. I think that's the only way they can kick that off.
well, here's the thing. So in Last of Us Part Two, because I played both.
Ellie's
There
mad at Joel
there
for a reason that we will
there
not say.
yeah, there are flashbacks to in between the two games. So
Eh,
so that's why I was hoping what they would do is they would take those flashbacks and expand upon those flashbacks before leading up to season 3, which then they could adapt The Last of Us Part 2. Because at that point we would have spent enough time with all of the characters, and they
to
can,
know.
and then they can freestyle season 2 because they can add as much stuff as they want because there's only like little significant flashbacks in the game that are just giving you background of what happened in the years between part 1 and part 2. You know, so they could write whatever story they want as long as it still leads to part 2.
That's true. That's true.
You know,
Uh, I'm trying to. You think 6 episodes really?
yeah. I'd be happy with that. I'm totally fine with 9 episodes. I don't like
I think it
watching
has
15
too
to
much
20
story
episodes.
to.
Not, I mean, it would feel cheap if they stretched it out. It would feel cheap if they stretched out the story of the game. It would. Because it looks like they hit the next few significant moments. The school is significant, spoiler.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not gonna tell you what happens there. But the school is like a big point, and that's towards the end. Um, I don't know if they're gonna adapt. There's a story point in the game. Uh, man, everything is spoilers. I don't want to drop too many spoilers
I
for
know.
people, but Ellie's got to kind of like she's got to grow up and take over a little bit, and then
Yep.
something significant happens to her, which in the game was a big deal. Um, and then there's a little bit of a time skip that kind of slows them down throughout in their journey, and then there's the school, and then the school after the school is like the final push to where they need to get to. So I've seen the school in the trailers. I know they're gonna do that.
Well, we know the whole thing's going to end now. The question is, how many episodes? How many? They still
Yeah,
need to meet his brother, right?
yeah. So that story part, I'm not exactly sure what that's gonna be. I don't know how they're gonna tie that in. Yeah, I don't know how they're gonna tie that one. And that one's got me stumped. So from here on out, I kind of don't know what's gonna happen. Like I don't know what story points are gonna be hit. Like I'm completely just along for the ride from here, from this episode. I knew the Bill and Frank episode was coming. But after that, I don't know. I don't know
I didn't
anything.
think they were going to get like a whole soliloquy, man. I didn't think they were going to get a whole episode because from what I saw through the playthrough, um, well, no, Bill was he helped them get from a certain point to another point, and his story kind of did change their dynamic a little bit. So I guess it did matter.
Yeah, yeah. Bill was like one of the first checkpoints in the first game because uh to get to Bill, you had to go through all his traps, so you had to
Mm-hmm.
survive through that. So that kind of, that was teaching you how to like, keep an eye out for humans laying traps in the game and all that kind of stuff. And then Bill hooks you up with like actual weapons. So you're not just throwing bricks or, making shivs and,
Making shanks in a game. Who would have thought we
yeah.
would have came to this?
And a pistol with like you're like struggling for ammo, like the original Resident Evil game in the mansion where like ammo was scarce.
And look though, this is why I don't like playing these types of games. I only bought this game because it's relevant to what we're talking about.
Yeah,
I do not like survival horror. That is not my genre. I will cry like a little bitch playing survival horror games. That's
yeah,
why I say, hey, if we need streaming time, we need hours, bruh. I will cry like a little bitch for this stream. All right, so there you guys go. Y'all
yeah,
get to watch me cry like a little girl trying to play this damn game. All because everyone's saying it's like one of the greatest games ever. Okay,
yeah. It's top.
whatever.
The first one is top three for me. Top three best games:
Okay.
Ocarina of Time, Last of Us, Metal Gear Solid.
Metal Gear Solid, God of War, and I mean the entire series. I mean the entire series of God of War.
Okay, okay.
I know you hate Xbox, but Gears of War, the original series, 1 through 3.
Yeah.
God of War, Gears of War, Metal Gear.
Yeah.
If
If
you're
I
trying to tell me The Last of Us should be on there, I'll see.
The first one. Now, all right. So the thing is the first one to me is just I love that game so much because it's one of the only games I ever played where I got emotionally invested in the characters, like where
Play Ragnarok.
where I felt like I was making the decision that the character was supposed to make. Like it was weird. It was really weird. Like
They got you invested. You
yeah,
felt like you were a part of this. You went through that
yes.
journey.
Yeah, so that's why, and that was the only game that I've ever felt like that playing. So that's why I put that one on there. Metal Gear, I just love that game.
Metal Gear.
Yeah, nostalgia. I think it's hilarious. I think it's great. I
Oh
think
yeah, it is hilarious. Good music. Metal Gear Solid 3.
yeah,
Come on, Snake Eater.
yeah, it
That
gets you
is my
hyped.
jam. That is my jam. Climb up the ladder on Snake Eater. Climb up that long ass ladder.
Oh yeah,
I'm
yep,
still in a
yep,
dream, Snake
yeah.
Eater.
Freaking Hideo Kojima, man, that guy's a
Bro, he's a
lunatic.
genius.
He is a genius, but he's like, you got to be a little bit crazy to be that good at making
Yeah,
games.
yeah. He's basically the Toriyama of video games. Because Dragon Ball Z don't make no goddamn sense.
No, but everybody
Monkey
loves it.
people turning golden apes
Yep.
and transforming their hair, fighting villains that also transform, and then they let each other transform.
Yep. It's hype. It's hype. It's machismo, man.
Look, and the thing is, all of them, if they easily wanted to get rid of each other, can stand from a distance and destroy the planet that they're on and kill them. But they choose not to. They choose to face them head on. That's like me walking up. That's like me being the president of another country, and I have nuclear weapons, and they have nuclear weapons. But instead of me using my nuclear weapons, I'm going to drag one with me to the home of the other president and say, "Yeah, you can't beat me." And then instead of me just detonating this thing, I punch him in the face, and then he punches me, and then he pulls out a knife, and then I pull out a knife, and then he pulls out a gun. It was like, it makes no sense. But yes,
Yeah.
Tori, he's on that level. So you're okay. All right. I'm trying to think of, well, with Nintendo. I'm a Nintendo kid. I grew up on Nintendo. There's no bad games that come out of Nintendo. First party games. Exclusives.
Yeah. First party. Majora's Mask wasn't great. It wasn't great. It wasn't Ocarina of Time. Ocarina of Time was great.
I actually never played Ocarina of Time.
Wow.
Actually, no, that's a lie. That's a lie. I played. This is. I gotta explain something here. I used to be kind of a bitch when it comes to dungeon crawling. I did not like it. I'm like, why do I want to be in a dungeon and crawling through this thing? And there's monsters everywhere. You know where I stopped on Ocarina of Time?
Water Temple.
Nope, I didn't even get that far.
Oh, okay.
I got inside the tree, the Doku tree or whatever it is,
Uh-huh.
and I stopped there. That's the beginning. That's the beginning of the game.
Oh wow.
Just to like get through his little body, and there were like little spiders in there and stuff. I'm like, nah, I'm not doing this. And I stopped right there.
Yeah, because that's like one of the first bosses, isn't it? The giant spider.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's the beginning of the game.
Yep.
And I never dungeon crawl. I'm just now going back and realizing how great Zelda is. So you know what? I'll put Zelda on that list.
Yeah. Oh, you could probably beat Ocarina of Time now in like a few hours.
Probably. Right now, I'm playing Link's Awakening, the remake on Switch, and I'm playing Breath of the Wild because Tears of the Kingdom is about to come out.
I've got Breath of the Wild, and I haven't even played it yet.
Okay, God bless.
I haven't even started it, and so there's another one coming out.
Yep, Tears of the Kingdom.
And what is it? The same style
it's the direct sequel to Breath of the Wild. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. All right. Damn. Is that the first time they've done that? No.
Because Majora's Mask is a sequel to
Ocarina of Time.
Ocarina of Time. If I'm not mistaken, if I'm not mistaken, it's a direct sequel. It's what they couldn't add in that one because they were using cartridges.
Right.
They just built the same game over and then just added the time limit with the moon coming down to kill everybody and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Delete.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay. Your score for this magnificent episode?
Out of 10. Man, I guess due to the emotional heartstring pulling that it did, people's having an emotional reaction to something, that's good writing and that's good acting. So I'm gonna give it a 8.7 out of 10.
8.7 out of 10. For me, this joint was kind of powerful, man. This is now taking over. It's in second place for me now. The second episode was in second place. Duh. Okay. So the first episode, I don't know what I scored that. It was either a 10 or a 9 point something. This one is now a 9 point something. This is like a 9.3, 9.5 for me. Not saying that the second episode was bad or anything. And we finally got to get our first glimpse of clickers and shit like that. But this episode could be written for anything else. This is the type of stuff I like. When something is supposed to sit inside of a certain genre, but you write it so that it can you can take that structure of that episode and you can place it in any genre and it will still hit you exactly the same. That episode you can take the core of that writing from that episode and put it anywhere else, and it'll work.
Mm-hmm.
It will work immediately. So I love stuff like that. That's what I liked about Captain America and the Winter Soldier. That movie, if you take the core essence of that movie, that is a spy movie. Scoop it out, and you can put it anywhere. You can write that for anything. It doesn't have to be Captain America. I didn't even care about that it was Captain America. I'm just like, yo, this movie is amazing. That's
Yeah.
all I knew.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one gets second place, 9.5. If the first episode was a 10 for me, this is like a 9.5. The second episode was like an 8.5. I gotta put it down. Cause yeah, this one got me in the feels. I'm not even gonna lie. It was great.
Yep.
But yeah, before you dip out, Rio, because I'm gonna stay on a little bit because remember that article I sent you?
No.
Uh,
What was it?
the article about this share screen. Yeah. I need to change that Windows. Microsoft Edge tab. What's on this tab? That is not tab. Messenger. Hold on. The one where they were talking about actually, let me just share this. Share. They were talking about this thing. You see this? Oh God, yes. Remember this episode I was telling you about how they were trashing
Oh
video game
yeah,
TV
yeah.
shows.
No, I didn't read that.
So I like how they clickbaited this because I was able to read the whole thing at one point, and now look at this. It's under a subscription.
Wow.
So whoever wrote this, you're a sneaky little thing because you know people want
Mm-hmm.
to come in here and hate read this thing, like I'm about to do, and you hit it behind this little subscription. So the Atlantic, who wrote this? I can't even say your last name, Ian. But this some BS. So I'm not even gonna. Let's not even remove it. We're not even. But yeah. Oh crap! I'm losing service. All right, that
Yeah,
means it's
yeah.
time
You
to end
started
this joint.
lag out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm lagging out. All right. Sorry, I was gonna stay on this stream a lot longer, but I'm lagging like ish right now. So, before we leave, again, everybody, please, we need you to like, comment, and subscribe. We're at 171 subscribers. The goal is to get to 1,000 subs. How are we gonna get to 1,000 subs? With your help. So
Yeah.
you help get us there. Rio, give them your socials.
You can catch me on Instagram at
Oh,
Griffin.
actually, before you give them your socials, tell them where you were. Tell them about the podcast you was on.
Oh yeah. So earlier this week I featured on Creative Cosplays podcast with Kyle, buddy of mine. I've known him since before he started him and his wife, I should say, started the Creative Cosplays magazine, which is huge in the cosplay community now. And you can purchase, they do monthly, bi-month. Well, I think it's bi-monthly seasonal issues. Go to creativecosplays.com. You can purchase them. I'm pretty sure if you're in the cosplay community, some of your friends have been featured, and they know about Creative Cosplays. So yeah, definitely don't sleep on that. Check them out. I've been featured in my photography. Um, People that I've shot with, a lot of people that I've shot with. So yeah, it's cool. They do interviews and everything like that. So I'll probably be on a few more episodes over there with Kyle. So you can come and check it out. But if you go over to their YouTube channel, Creative Cosplays on YouTube, you'll be able to catch that most recent episode. But yeah, you can catch my work, photography work, boudoir, cosplay, auto, whatever I'm shooting at whatever time on Griffin underscore studios on Instagram. You can catch some of my video game gameplays and whatever random thoughts I'm having for the week on Twitter at Rio underscore Griffin. You can catch the little videos that I put together from photo shoots that I do on TikTok at Griffin Studios. And you can catch my gameplays on TikTok at Griffin Gameplays.
Hey. All righty. And you could find me. I actually put my actual Instagram for the first time in a long time. I put it right there instead of, putting my crazy names up next to my name. So yeah, you can follow me right there at underscore Metro Tom, and make sure you follow Everybody Gets 01 on all platforms, and make sure you follow Ego Podcast on Twitch, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to live stream the podcast, because I can only choose two places, right? I've chosen Facebook for a while and YouTube. We get more activity on YouTube than we do Facebook. It's kind of rare. But if I want to add 3 streams, I got to pay more money, which I'm not going to do. So I'm going to start adding a couple streams. Every other stream is going to be on Twitch now, basically. Instead of right now, this main one is just on YouTube. And then every other stream that we do is going to swap in between Twitch and Facebook. And depending on who's talking where the most, eventually that's where our second stream is going to live.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are into Twitch, if you guys are Twitch streamers or anything, or you prefer to watch live streams on Twitch, hey man, let us know. Hop up in the stream when we hop on. I actually should have promoted this stream. I barely promoted this damn stream. Up, and I'm lagging again. So that means we need to hurry up and get. Oh no, that was you clicking your little thing off. I forgot. But yeah, so yeah, Twitch streamers. I don't know what you guys call yourselves. If you want the stream over there, make sure you sound off in them comments. The people who prefer to watch on Facebook, I barely see y'all. So if you do enjoy watching on Facebook, sound off over there. We already know YouTube. We already got a little small community over here on YouTube. You saw Jedi Mike was just here a couple seconds ago. So yeah, we already know we live in here. But again, like, comment, subscribe, sound off. Let us know what you want us to do, what you want us to hear us talk about. We got an anime episode coming up. We will reconvene on that. You let me know when. Yeah, we'll talk about that off the stream. But anyway, again, thanks for tuning in for another episode of Everybody Gets One. Sounding off. Bye, everybody.